Hello everyone and welcome to another English with Joseph. Well, today we're going to talk about politeness. Yes, it's that very strange small talk which English people have, which we kind of insist upon whenever you speak with us. One of the most common questions I am asked as an English teacher is, what about the small talk? How do we really respond to that? And that's what we're going to talk about today. How do you respond to small talk? To people who are being overly polite to you? Well, first of all, we have to look at the circumstances. So let's create a few scenarios. Imagine you go to the train ticket and the man says, "Hello, how are you?" Okay, now, the man who works in the railway station isn't really expecting an answer. That's his way of saying hello. If someone opens a conversation, especially someone that you've never met before, you don't really have to answer the question. You can if you want. You can say something like, "Oh, I'm fine. And you?" But a lot of people, just say, "How are you?" instead of "hello." For example, if you walk past someone in the street in Scotland, they won't usually say hello. They might say, "How are you?" And they say it so quickly and continue walking. So they're not looking for an answer. They're just saying, "How are you?" And they walk on. Okay? So in cases like that, or at the train ticket or in a shop, "Hi, how are you?" They're not really expecting you to enter a dialogue. But you can. And it certainly wouldn't be refused if you did, but there's usually you have to sense from the conversation when they really are being sincere or when they are expecting an answer and when they're just greeting you. Okay, so this is the first scenario at the train station. Okay, "Hello, how are you?" "Oh, hi, I'd like 2 tickets, please, to London." "Thank you." "There we are. Have a nice day." "Thank you. Bye-bye." So have a nice day. You're not expected to say, "Yes, you also." Alright, so let's go through that one more time. "Hello, how are you?" "Oh, I'd like 2 tickets to London, please." "Here we are." "Thank you. Have a nice day." Okay, so there isn't really any politeness required on your part. You've said what you wanted. The man is being polite. It's his greeting. It's his job. Politeness is so much part of us. It's something that we do without thinking. So that's the first example. When you go to buy something, you don't really need to give any answers. Alright? Now, some people do abuse this. Okay, let's look at a bad example. Okay, people who use this politeness to get something from you. So you're walking down the street in London and a man comes to you with a clipboard, with a form. A clipboard is that board which is hard and there's a paper on it, okay? So he says, "Hello, how are you today?" Now he's using politeness to open a conversation with you. Your response would be, "Yes, I'm fine, thank you, and you?" So he's doing that to get you to stop. And if you do that, he will then talk at you for 10 minutes to try to take money from you for a charity. This is normal in British culture. He uses politeness because he knows it's very impolite for you to ignore him, but sometimes you have to. If someone that you don't know stops you and asks you how you are, you should be suspicious. Why is this person talking to me, and why is this person asking me how I am? In a case like that, if someone stops me, "Hello, how are you?" with a board, I would just say, put my hand up and I would keep walking. If they push me, I would say, "No thank you, whatever you're selling or want from me." Okay? Sometimes you have to be a little bit impolite because some people will use English politeness to pull you into an uncomfortable situation. When I was younger, I used to be involved in these kind of scenarios. Someone would say, "Hello, how are you?" I would say, "I'm fine." And then the man would say, "Okay, well, I'm here from a charity to save the whales. Did you know that whales die horribly every year and really badly suffer at the hands of boats?" And I would sit there and, well, stand there and listen. Great, yeah, time, yeah. Oh, terrible whales. Yeah. So we need a donation from you. Sorry, goodbye. And then I would walk away. But now I think, why do I have to go through with that? I should just be upfront and tell them no. Okay, so they stop me. "Hello, how are you today?" And keep walking. It's clear they want something. They might be trying to sell you a religion, charity work, maybe even a t-shirt, maybe even to try to open a conversation with you for some other bad purpose. Keep walking. Okay? If anyone comes to you that you don't know with a "how are you" or a polite greeting, it's because they want something. Even people who want to ask you directions don't begin with "how are you." They would say, "Excuse me, do you know where the main street is? Do you know where the shops are?" You know, they're not going to ask you first how you are. All right. Okay, so we've looked at two scenarios. The first scenario was at the train station, where someone says, "How are you?" No reply is expected. The second scenario is when someone you don't know asks you how you are as a way to open a conversation with you, which you immediately want to avoid. Or, of course, you could say, what do you want? What do you want from me? Or you could be blunt and ask, without going through the game that we do. Okay? But the third scenario is when you are, for example, on a bus or a train or with someone that you may know but not very well, or if you go to visit a museum or church or art gallery or somewhere where you're there to relax. Sometimes the person might say to you, "Hi, how are you today?" And you can say, "Yeah, I'm fine, thank you, how are you?" And they'll say, "Yeah, I'm fine, just working. Are you enjoying your visit here?" Okay, so for example, a tour guide might say, "Hi, how are you today?" When you're getting on an aeroplane, the air hostess might say, "Hi, how are you? Enjoy your flight." These are courtesy greetings, And these ones you can answer with, "Yeah, I'm fine, thank you, how are you?" So you can enter a dialogue easily because you feel comfortable with the people. Okay, so the question is, how do you know when that kind of response is required? Well, I think you know by the sincerity, by the way it's asked. Okay? If you approach someone for information and they say, "Hi, how are you?" you want something from them. Okay? So you don't have to go through the politeness thing. But if someone comes to you and says, first of all, "Hi, how are you?" you have a right to be suspicious. But if you're in an environment where, I don't know, maybe it's a customer service environment or you're waiting to be seen in the bank or something, it may be genuine. If you're unsure, you can respond with the same amount of sincerity that the person has given you. So, for example, "Hello, how are you today?" "Yeah, I'm fine, and you?" Good. Yeah. So you're getting on a plane. "Hi, how are you?" "I'm fine, thank you, and you?" "Yeah, I'm good." So imagine you're on a train and you're buying tickets on the train and the guard says, "Hi, how are you today? Off anywhere nice? Going anywhere nice?" He's trying to have a conversation and you can say, "Yeah, actually I'm going to visit my aunt. She lives on the other end of the country." He might say, "Oh, how lovely. I wish you a safe trip." Okay, so things like this are just general politeness statements, okay? If you're unsure how to respond, you can respond with exactly the same politeness that they've shown you, okay? So, "Hi, how are you?" "Oh, I'm fine, and you?" "I'm fine too, thank you." Okay? But if someone is being a little bit more intimate than that, or a little bit more personal, you can change your response. For example, "Hi, are you okay? You look a little bit ill." "Yeah, fine." And you can walk away. You don't need to ask how they are. They're the one who's telling you that they think you're sick, So why would you ask them how they are? All right. So We've looked at a few different scenarios here. One is at the customer service desk. Hi, how are you? I want 2 tickets. Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Okay? No politeness is required. Secondly, politeness can be abusive. Hello, how are you? Forget it. Yeah, I'm not going to buy whatever you're selling. Okay? You keep walking. Thirdly, you're in a very genuine atmosphere. Maybe you've gone to visit a church. Maybe you are in a shop of some kind. And someone says, "Oh, hot in here, isn't it?" You can respond with, "Yeah, it certainly is." And you can just show the same feelings back that they've given you. That's probably the safest way to do it. If any other feelings are required, any big feelings, you have a right just to walk away from those feelings. You don't have to carry them, you know. But there's also a lot of insincerity, which English people use. Let me give you an example. Let me show you an example of extreme small talk. Okay, so imagine you're in a shop in London. Hello, can I help? Yes, I was looking at the ring in the window. Oh, that's nice. Yes, it's a lovely ring, lovely ring. Yes, how much is it? Oh, that ring is £50. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And then the shopkeeper says, "Oh, where are you from?" And you say, "Oh, I'm from Russia." And the shopkeeper says, "Oh, really? How lovely. My grandfather was there during the war. He was in Moscow." You can say, "Oh, really? That's nice." And she might say, "Yes, yes. Anyway, the ring. Yeah, it's £50, please. Thank you." And suddenly it's closed. The window of conversation is closed. So small talk is there to make you feel comfortable, but isn't expected to continue. Yeah. We have a TV host in the UK. Her name is Lorraine Kelly, and she's known for being very insincere. She loves small talk, and every time she has a guest on her show, "Oh, lovely. Oh, you look so nice. Oh, have you lost weight? Oh, you look beautiful. Oh, that's lovely. I love what you're wearing. Oh, you're back together with your wife. That's lovely. Oh, bye then." You know, and there's no emotion there except a false smile. And some people do this, you know. You might go into a shop. "Where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from Arabia." "Oh, how lovely. Yes, yes. My father was there during the war." "Oh, is that the time? Bye then." And they go away. So it's designed to make you feel comfortable. And you don't really need to give a response. But if you feel invaded by someone asking you too many questions, you have a right to respond. For example, imagine someone says, "Where are you from?" You can say, "Okay, I come from," let me think of a good example. Where do you come from? "Okay, I come from Spain." And the person might say, "Oh, you come from Spain. Oh, that's nice." And you then feel that the person has some power because they have more information about you than you have about them. So to balance, you can say, "And you?" Oh, I'm English." "Oh, really? And where do you come from? Which part of England?" You know, so you can easily get back the power that you've lost. Because if you say that to an English person, they'll be, "Oh, Manchester." And suddenly it's like, "Why are you asking me where I'm from?" "Well, you just asked me, so why would I not ask you?" A lot of games English people play are about power. Sometimes, especially with women, it's just to make you feel comfortable, but at other times it's to make a point. Okay? And that point is, you're not English, and it's underlined 3 times. Okay, so if you're placed in a situation that you feel uncomfortable with, ask the same question back and see how that's received. For example, where do you come from? "Oh, I come from Spain." "Oh, how lovely, you come from Spain. That's very nice. What do you do?" "I'm a teacher." "Oh, how lovely, you're a teacher." And then they might say, "And how much money do teachers earn?" And you could say, "I don't think that's any of your business, really. That's private." But in English culture, that would be perceived as being very rude. So you could just say something like, "Well, it depends. It depends." Or you could ask the same question back. You could be very direct and say, okay, so what about you? What do you do? Where do you come from? Huh? How much do you earn? And suddenly you realize that the response you get will be, they don't know how to react because they don't realize what they've just asked. Yeah? And sometimes this is required because politeness, just because you're not English, doesn't mean that they can abuse you by asking you direct and personal questions. So these are the three ways that we use. These are the three ways that we use things in English culture. Okay, we use them first of all. Sorry, I was distracted there. My phone buzzed. These are the three ways we use politeness in English culture. We use politeness first of all as a greeting. We use politeness second of all as a way to make you feel comfortable, and third of all, we can use it to abuse or to inquire, to get information in a roundabout kind of way, because directness is considered rude. Well, I hope that helps you to understand a little bit more about politeness in the UK, and a very good day to you. Bye bye.